Hey guys, I'm Alex Kazitza.
And I'm Matt Lambert, and this is Building the Dream. And today we're here with Gage Hartman. Gage, give us 2 facts about yourself and a sort of an elevator pitch.
Yeah, so again, my name is Gage Hartman. I'm a real estate agent with Realtor and Associates. I've been a realtor for the last 4 years of my life, and I guess my elevator pitch would be I work with buyers and sellers, and I absolutely am nuts about my job, and because of that, I'm very good at it. So
and nuts in general.
Yeah, I'm all around nuts. But yeah, so then 2 interesting facts about myself. I guess the first one would be when I graduated high school, I actually wanted to be a meteorologist, mainly because I just wanted to be on TV, though I didn't actually have any interest in any kind of science or anything like
Would
that.
that be the difference between a weatherman and a meteorologist?
I didn't get A's in school either, so. And then I guess the second maybe would be in high school I was voted best sense of humor, which.
Fantastic, which you guys will probably see through this video.
Yeah.
So what took you from young, comical Gage Hartman to Gage Hartman, the real estate agent?
Well, my dad is a real estate agent in Crosby, Minnesota.
Okay,
So
which is where you're from, correct?
that's where I'm from. And so I kind of grew up around it. I was the kid running around the office and running around open houses and things like that. And then after high school, I went to college for a bit and had a serious knee injury, and then after that I debated whether to go back to school or whether to get my real estate license, and I was fortunate enough to get an internship under a very successful realtor to kind of dip my toes in the water, and after working under him I realized, wow, this business is unbelievably fun, and then got licensed on my 20th birthday.
Nice. So what's your favorite part about the business then?
I really love showing houses, and I really love negotiating contracts. I think those 2 are a ton of fun.
It's definitely a challenge, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, no, it's a challenge, and each deal is so unique. That's just what keeps the job so fun. It's like every day you go into work, you don't know what challenge you're going to run into. You don't know which kind of things you're going to need to learn that day, and for that reason, that's
something that's always different.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So what does your morning routine look like when you get up in the morning? What do you do to make sure you're going to have a successful day?
Right. I get up, and I don't think I've actually ever even told anybody this. I think it's kind of strange, but I get up around 5:30 every morning, and I talk to myself for like 2 minutes, and I basically just do just repeat over and over again, like you are the best, or be like you will work harder than anybody else. So I'll say something kind of lame like that over
Affirmations?
Yeah, affirmations, just to get my head right, and then I'll work out at the YMCA every morning around 6 o'clock for an hour, and then get ready and get into the office, and I look at the new listings that have hit the market and listings that have expired off of the market, and just kind of get a feel for how my day is gonna be laid out.
Cool.
So what's the driving force that gets you out of bed in the morning to do your affirmations and to go hold open houses while other people are sleeping and relaxing on the weekends?
I think the biggest thing is it seriously is like my favorite hobby. It's not like, oh crap, I gotta go into work on the weekend. It's like I get to go work on the weekend. Like it literally is my favorite thing to do, is holding open houses and showing houses and connecting with my clients all day. I mean, it keeps me busy, and it's like there's nothing I would rather be doing. So for me, it's not even really much of like I need motivation to get out. It's like I'm excited to get out of bed and do my job kind of thing. So that's so huge.
So we're all striving for.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Without naming any names, what's the single most difficult thing or difficult experience that you've had in your line of work?
That's a tough question. I think just like the most difficult thing in my line of work is probably just getting to know the business and getting to actually know houses. Like I remember when I first started when I was 20 years old. I mean, I had no experience really with houses. I didn't know what an HVAC system
Electrical,
was.
anything like that. Yeah.
So I I didn't lie, but I for sure like BS'd a lot of it. I felt like a politician. He was like, yeah, so what kind of heating system we got here? Like, oh, heating system's great.
Fantastic.
It'll keep you warm in the wintertime. And I'm like, anyway, let's go take a look at the roof outside. And he'd be like, okay, you never really answered my question. But I mean, eventually you start to like learn it, and then I mean, everything becomes fluent. And I'm not an expert by any means on houses, but I can answer the basic questions. And now I don't BS quite as much, and if it's if the question's out of my reach, I'll just refer them to a contractor or a home inspector that can answer the question.
Yep.
But, so that was challenging, yeah.
So, as being a young real estate agent, I'm sure you've faced a lot of condescending ideas of, oh, you don't know what you're doing, but what would you say that your clients love the most about you that do work with you?
I did, yeah, when I was younger. I look young anyway, I'm 23 right now, and I probably look like I'm 18 or 17. The best way that I combat that was just like complete confidence in everything that I said. Like, I'm young, but then I just, whatever they would say, like, well, you don't have much experience, and I would flip it around somehow and make it turn into a good thing. So I think my clients like that. I was always confident. I tried to stay as positive as I possibly could, working with buyers. If we missed out on a house, I would try to keep their confidence up and say, look, we missed out on this one, we're just going to keep going, we're going to keep pushing forward, we're going to stay persistent, and eventually we'll find you the house that you love. So I think just bringing a positive attitude, and I studied the different neighborhoods of Duluth quite a bit, so I know quite a lot about that. I'm able to inform them on those things, so yeah.
Well, yeah, if you get down on the buyers or sellers, they're not going to want to work with you anymore.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, what advice do you have for other young realtors to find success in the business?
For sure, it would be to either intern or work on a team. Find another realtor who has been successful. That's what I was, again, fortunate enough to intern under a successful realtor. Then I started off on a team my first year and just like learned so much doing that.
As opposed to just going over.
Yeah, to you just like jumping into the business and being able to succeed is like, it's possible, but it's very small. So if you're able to work on a team for a year, you might make less, sure, but you will learn so much, and it'll jumpstart your business so much faster than you just being on your own.
And then on the flip side of that, what are some things that they should avoid, or maybe what are some things that maybe mistakes that you made early off in your career?
Focus on the things that you actually get business from. I was when I first moved to Duluth, I didn't know anybody in Duluth, so I was super eager to go out and meet people, and I was of course afraid of failing in the business. So I was like, if I go out and I meet people every day, there's zero chance I can fail, which is a good mindset to have, but something I did incorrectly was I was doing a lot of things that weren't working. I was continuing to do them. I did for a while. I was going like into the mall on top of the hill, and I was approaching like pregnant women and women pushing baby strollers and asking them if, and I was like, oh, it looks like you have an expanding family. Have you thought about Gage? Have you thought about maybe buying a house? Or it was terrible.
Mildly offending.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not getting it slapped. I should have been. Or I would go into Starbucks and stand in line behind people that seem to be successful. And I did a ton of door knocking, and those kinds of things are awesome. But I think you need to focus on the things that are getting you business and try to
put your energy there.
Focus all of your energy on that and try to expand it. Yeah.
Gotcha. So as someone who's looking to buy a home himself, what are the advantages from a buyer's point of view of working with a realtor?
Well, from a buyer's point of view, there are very few disadvantages because the buyer very rarely actually pays the realtor. They're working with a realtor, but typically the seller is the one that pays the commission. So really there are no disadvantages of working with a realtor as a buyer. The advantages are, of course, the realtor is going to know the market better than you are. They're going to be able to get you into many more houses much easier. Just total knowledge. Negotiations. We negotiate for a living. That's literally what we do. So we're probably going to be better at it than you are. We're going to be able to get the home for a better price. It's a no-brainer as a buyer for sure.
Yeah, somebody to go to work for you and take care of all that.
Oh, absolutely.
And you don't even have to pay them; they get paid from someone else.
Yeah, literally.
So being in real estate for 4 years, you've probably had some comical situations come up. So let's one good story about selling houses, one funny story.
Right.
Tell it.
Okay. So like I said, I did a lot of really crazy, a lot of door knocking when I first came to Duluth. So when I was 20 years old, I wanted to work in the Lakeside neighborhood. So I door knocked. There was no rhyme or reason. I just started on one street and I door knocked every single house in Lakeside.
Door knocking, for the record, is
I literally would just park on a street, walk up to a door, and then do 100 doors one way and 100 doors back, or 50 doors one way, 50 doors back, depending on how much time I had that day. So I would just go up and essentially introduce myself and ask them if they wanted to sell their house, which is kind of crazy. But I went up to one house again. I was 20. I was just kind of getting started. I was very nervous, and this guy answered the door. He let me finish my little sales spiel, and then there was kind of a pause, and then he said, "That has got to be the biggest load of BS that I have ever heard." And I was like, okay. He's like, "I want to thank you for ruining my day." And I was like, oh my God. I kind of laughed. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I hope your day goes better.
better.
And I turned around. I was like getting the hell out of there. And he, as I was walking away, he had the flyer that I had given to him, and he crumpled it up and threw it and hit me in the back of the head with the flyer. And I was like, what? Are you serious? And I like picked it up and kind of like that shook me pretty hard. So I was like on the sidewalk, like, oh my God, this is insane.
Yeah.
So I went on to the next house and kept going, and then two years later, so I was 22 at this point, I had done a lot more door knocking, a lot more cold calling. I think I had gotten a little better at it. I coincidentally had showed up at the same guy's house, and I didn't recognize it until I was on the sidewalk looking at his front door, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the guy. This dude broke me. And I'm like, you know what? Why would I even go there? It doesn't make any sense. I'm just gonna go on to the next door. I'm like, you know what? Wait a minute. If I do that, this guy wins. I'm not doing that. So I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. Worst case scenario, I ended up like I did before. And
He hits you with a piece of paper.
Yeah,
and move on.
exactly. So I went up to the door. Same thing. Gave him my spiel, and another pause afterwards. And in my head, I'm like, I'm about to get it. Like, he's about to let me have it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he started off and he was like super interested in everything I had to say. We ended up actually having like a 45-minute conversation at his front door. It was the same guy. He's older, in his 70s probably. And finally, I was like, man, I've really enjoyed talking to you. I honestly have to get to an appointment, but thanks for talking and have a good rest of your day. He's like, well, hold on now. He said, it's actually funny that you came by when you did. He said, I'm kind of putting together my will right now. He said, I'm going to put in my will that Gage Hartman has to sell my house when I die. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh,
Big
that's
180.
incredible. I'm like, thank you so much. And I think we even did like a handshake, like hug kind of thing. So it was like, literally the best thing that's ever happened to me door knocking, and the worst thing that's ever happened to me door knocking.
Same guy.
It was the same guy. It was 2 years separated, but it was the same guy. Like, I probably caught him on a bad day or something ridiculous like that.
Did he remember you?
He didn't remember me, and I didn't see any positive in bringing it up.
Okay.
It's just like, we're off to a good start. I don't want him to be like, you're a little bastard.
Awesome. So yeah, that wraps everything up. Do you have anything else that you want to say?
I guess I think it's cool what you guys are doing. I think it's super unique to the town, interviewing different people, trying to, as you say, build the dream and go after what they like to do. So I think keep doing it, keep talking to people, and I wish you guys luck.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.